In the grand hall of the Galactic Concordium, a chamber carved from shimmering crystal and illuminated by ethereal, pulsating lights, the air was heavy with tension. Delegates of every species, from towering insectoids with iridescent wings to amorphous beings that glowed faintly, convened to debate the most pressing existential threat the galaxy had ever faced: humanity. Their voices reverberated through the chamber, each tone alien yet commanding, each figure a representation of technological and biological marvels. "They cannot be allowed to persist," declared a tall, serpentine figure, its elongated body coiled beneath an intricately woven metallic robe. Its eyes, cold and unblinking, scanned the assembly. "Time and again, we've seen their capacity for destruction. Their wars, their reckless exploitation of resources, their insatiable drive for dominance, these traits will doom us all if left unchecked." A holographic projection burst to life in the center of the room. It showed Earth, lush, vibrant, teeming with life. Yet the images that followed painted a darker picture. Human empires clashing, devastating wars fought over ideology and territory, industrial machinery carving scars into the planet's surface, and yet, against all odds, humanity rising each time stronger, more determined, more advanced. "They are relentless," the delegate continued. "Adaptable to the harshest of conditions, capable of mastering technologies far beyond their initial understanding. Look at their progress. Thousands of years ago, they were barely surviving as tribes. Now they explore the stars. Imagine what they could become in another century." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembly. A multi-limbed delegate with a crystalline exoskeleton added, "Their aggression is matched only by their ingenuity. Their weapons are unlike anything we've seen, crude by our standards, yet devastatingly effective. They innovate not from abundance, but from necessity. That makes them dangerous beyond measure." Not all shared the same perspective. A smaller figure, cloaked in shimmering energy, spoke up, its voice resonant despite its diminutive size. "We are quick to label them a threat, but have we truly understood them? Yes, they fight, but they also create. Their art, their music, their stories, do these not speak to something deeper? Something extraordinary?" Another voice chimed in, soft yet firm. "They've shown compassion, even to species they have no obligation to protect. They've welcomed those in need, shared their knowledge freely. Can we not see their potential as allies rather than adversaries?" The room grew still for a moment, the weight of the argument hanging heavy. The larger delegate's voice rose again, colder now. "Potential allies? Or inevitable conquerors? Their history is clear. Wherever they go, they consume, they dominate, they destroy. We have seen this before. Their spirit may be extraordinary, but it is a double-edged sword." A silence fell over the room as the hologram shifted, showing recent events. Human ships venturing into uncharted territories, establishing outposts on distant planets, and in one instance, repelling a minor alien incursion with alarming efficiency. The council members watched in uneasy fascination. The chair of the council, a towering figure of silvery light, raised a hand, signaling the beginning of the vote. "The question is simple. Do we allow humanity to continue as they are, or do we act now to ensure the safety of the galaxy? Cast your votes." Delegates pressed their decisions into glowing panels before them, the chamber's lights dimming momentarily as the process unfolded. Whispers filled the room, uncertainty and dread mingling with resolve. But before the results were revealed, a shadowy figure emerged from the periphery. Its form was shrouded in darkness, its voice a low, resonant hum that seemed to bypass the ears and speak directly to the mind. "You underestimate them," the figure said. "You believe their danger lies in their weapons, their adaptability, their ambition. But that is not their greatest strength. You do not understand what humanity truly is, what they are capable of when pushed to the brink. If you choose to make them your enemy, you will learn, too late, that they are far more than you imagined." The figure's presence sent a chill through the room, and even the most confident delegates found themselves uneasy. The vote was cast, but the results were withheld, and the council dissolved for the night, leaving an air of uncertainty and foreboding. It started with a faint signal, barely perceptible against the background noise of the cosmos. At first, it was dismissed as a natural anomaly, but as the patterns repeated, humanity's top minds took notice. Cryptographers, astrophysicists, and military analysts converged, pooling their efforts to decode the mysterious transmission. Weeks of relentless analysis revealed an unsettling truth: the signals were not random. They were surveillance, alien eyes watching Earth from the depths of space. Governments moved swiftly, their initial skepticism replaced by urgency. A clandestine coalition was formed, uniting the brightest minds across the globe. Satellite data was combed, observatories scanned the skies, and secret research facilities hummed with activity. Reports leaked of strange phenomena, unidentified craft glimpsed at the edges of Earth's atmosphere, systems disrupted by unknown interference. The realization dawned: humanity was not alone, and their watchers were far more advanced. World leaders, rarely united, found themselves forced into an unprecedented alliance. Centuries of mistrust and rivalry were set aside as nations pooled their resources to face the unknown threat. Behind closed doors, plans were drawn, resources allocated, and a singular goal emerged: survival. Factories once devoted to peacetime industries were repurposed overnight. Engineers and scientists, spurred by a collective urgency, reverse-engineered fragments of alien tech left behind from unconfirmed encounters. With a mix of determination and desperation, humanity innovated at a breakneck pace. Defense systems capable of detecting and deflecting extraterrestrial incursions were developed, while new propulsion technologies hinted at the possibility of interstellar travel. The work was grueling, but the resolve was unshakable. Teams worked tirelessly, their efforts fueled by a shared sense of duty. Civilians contributed too, volunteering in droves to support the cause. Farmers grew food for the massive workforce, programmers developed algorithms to analyze alien behavior, and artists rallied spirits with stirring images of defiance and hope. The message was clear: humanity would not go down without a fight. In think tanks and strategy rooms, debates raged. Some argued for immediate action, an all-out strike to demonstrate Earth's strength. Others called for caution, fearing retaliation they could not yet comprehend. Philosophers and theologians weighed in, questioning humanity's place in the cosmos. Was it arrogance to assume they deserved to survive? Or was it simply their nature to fight for life, no matter the odds? A soldier, speaking to a gathered crowd, summed it up succinctly. Yes, we are flawed. Yes, we've made mistakes. But every species has. What makes us human is our refusal to give up. When pushed, we rise. That is who we are. As efforts continued, the tension reached a breaking point. Across the globe, reports surfaced of strange phenomena: power grids failing in coordinated patterns, aircraft disappearing without a trace, and faint, ominous lights streaking across the night sky. The alien watchers were no longer content to observe. Their intentions were becoming clear. The coalition leaders convened one last time, the weight of humanity's survival pressing on their shoulders. The decision was unanimous: humanity would not wait to be exterminated. If war was inevitable, they would strike first, armed with the one thing that had defined them throughout history: an unrelenting will to survive. The alien ships descended without warning, vast shadows blotting out the stars as they entered Earth's atmosphere. Their vessels were sleek and unyielding, constructed with materials far beyond human comprehension. They moved with a precision that seemed almost alive, evading countermeasures and disarming satellites with ease. Cities erupted into chaos as towering beams of energy struck military installations, reducing them to ash in an instant. For a moment, humanity stood frozen, caught between awe and terror. But paralysis didn't last long. As cities burned and the skies thundered with alien power, humanity responded. Fighter jets scrambled to engage, their pilots knowing they were outmatched but flying with unshaken resolve. Ground forces rallied, turning the streets into battlegrounds. Soldiers used whatever weapons they had, targeting landing ships and scouting drones, even when their own defeat seemed inevitable. Civilians joined the fray, forming ad hoc resistance groups. Communication networks buzzed with reports, strategies, and messages of solidarity. Despite the devastation, humanity refused to kneel. Initial encounters were brutal. Alien technology overwhelmed human defenses at every turn. Energy shields rendered traditional weaponry useless, and their drones hunted with ruthless efficiency. Yet, amid the chaos, cracks in the aliens' superiority began to appear. A squadron of engineers discovered that their electronic systems, though advanced, were vulnerable to electromagnetic pulses. A scientist in a makeshift lab discovered that certain frequencies disrupted their cloaking devices. Each revelation was a spark of hope, and humanity clung to these sparks like lifelines. Throughout history, humans had thrived under pressure, and now was no different. Guerrilla tactics emerged as humanity's greatest weapon. Soldiers abandoned conventional warfare, instead targeting supply routes and sabotaging alien outposts. Civilians hacked into alien systems using repurposed tech and sheer ingenuity. Teams of engineers turned captured alien devices into makeshift weapons, adapting them with startling efficiency. The aliens, for all their advancements, had underestimated the raw unpredictability of their opponents. Flashbacks to humanity's past echoed in their current struggle. The resilience shown during world wars, the ingenuity of the space race, the survival against natural disasters. All these moments had prepared them for this fight. History had forged humanity into a species that thrived under impossible odds. The same spirit that had driven them to climb the tallest mountains and dive into the deepest oceans now fueled their fight for survival. Every victory, no matter how small, was a reminder of what humanity was capable of achieving. Amid the resistance, a single voice began to rise above the chaos. Broadcast through hijacked networks, carried by word of mouth, and etched into the hearts of millions, it carried a message of defiance. We are more than our flaws. We are more than our mistakes. We are humanity, and we will not go quietly into the night. The message spread like wildfire. It didn't matter who had first spoken the words, they belonged to everyone now. Across continents, people united under this rallying cry. Soldiers on the front lines fought with renewed vigor. Scientists worked through exhaustion, driven by the belief that every discovery could turn the tide. Civilians refused to give up, transforming shelters into hubs of innovation and defiance. It wasn't just a fight for survival, it was a fight to prove what humanity stood for. As the battles raged on, the aliens began to falter, their initial dominance eroded by an enemy they had never truly understood. Humanity's defiance wasn't just a strategy, it was a testament to their unyielding spirit. The alien scientists' forelimbs moved with urgency as they sifted through mountains of data, footage of human battles, intercepted communications, and records of their history. Their species, known for meticulous analysis, had sought to understand humanity's capacity for resilience. What they found, however, was something they had never encountered in millennia of galactic exploration. It's not their technology or their aggression, the scientists murmured, their voice trembling with a mix of awe and fear. It's their spirit. The data painted a stark picture. Humanity's history was one of relentless struggle, against nature, against each other, and against forces far beyond their control. But no matter the challenge, humans not only survived but grew stronger. Where other species would crumble under such hardships, humans thrived. They didn't just adapt, they transformed their obstacles into catalysts for progress. The scientist played a clip of a human child drawing pictures in the rubble of a destroyed city, juxtaposed with footage of scientists working through exhaustion to craft defenses from alien technology. They are a paradox, the scientist said aloud, addressing the council through a direct feed. Destruction and creation coexist within them. They find meaning in chaos and hope in despair. This is why they are dangerous. They cannot be contained, not by us, not by anyone. But it is also why they are extraordinary. Meanwhile, on Earth, humanity recognized that survival alone was not enough. They had to communicate, to show their watchers that they were more than the violence that defined their history. A coalition of diplomats, scientists, and artists crafted a message to the Alien Council. It was not a plea, nor a demand, but a proposal, a bridge between fear and understanding. We understand your concern. The message began, transmitted through every means humanity could devise. We know our history troubles you, as it troubles us. But we are more than our past. We are explorers, dreamers, creators. We do not wish to destroy, we wish to learn, to grow, and to share. Let us find a way forward together, not as enemies, but as allies. The message included images of human achievements, scientific breakthroughs, cultural masterpieces, acts of compassion and heroism. It showcased their flaws but also their capacity for redemption. We cannot change what we are, the message concluded. But we can choose what we become. We ask only for the chance to prove it. Back in the council chambers, the atmosphere was charged with uncertainty. The alien delegates were divided. Some, moved by the scientists' revelations and humanity's message, argued for peace. They are dangerous, one delegate said, but perhaps their strength lies in what we lack. Their ability to adapt, to innovate, to unite in the face of adversity. These could make them powerful allies. Others remained unconvinced. They are too unpredictable, a stern voice countered. Their strengths are as much a threat as their weaknesses. If we allow them to grow unchecked, they could surpass us all. The debate raged on, emotions flaring in a way that was uncharacteristic of the usually stoic council. The alien leader, silent until now, finally rose. Their form glimmered with an otherworldly light, their gaze sweeping across the assembled delegates. Enough, they said, their voice resonating with authority. We have deliberated long enough. It is time to decide. The chamber fell silent as the leader turned their gaze toward the central projection, where Earth glowed like a fragile gem in the vast darkness of space. They paused, their expression unreadable. Humanity's fate, they announced, will be. The scene cut to black, leaving the answer hanging in the void, as uncertain as the future itself. The decision reverberated across the galaxy, sending shockwaves that would echo for generations. Against all expectations, the alien council had chosen peace. Their fleets pulled back, their weapons dimming, and emissaries descended to Earth, not as conquerors, but as envoys. Tentative at first, the two sides began to communicate, bridging the chasm of fear and misunderstanding with small but deliberate steps. Human scientists and engineers worked alongside their alien counterparts, exchanging ideas that accelerated progress for both sides. Together, they developed technologies to heal the Earth and expand beyond it, reshaping worlds into thriving habitats. Artists shared their visions, blending cultures into expressions of unity that transcended species. Even soldiers, once prepared to fight to the last, became protectors of this fragile alliance, ensuring its survival against internal and external threats alike. The alliance was not without challenges. Mistrust lingered in pockets on both sides, and misunderstandings flared into conflict on occasion. But humanity, in all its complexity, demonstrated something the aliens had underestimated: the capacity for growth. They didn't just adapt, they embraced the unfamiliar, finding strength in diversity. Their resilience became an inspiration, not only for themselves but for their former adversaries, who began to see their own potential through humanity's lens. In the face of extinction, humanity had discovered something profound: unity. Nations that had once been divided by borders and ideologies now stood as one. People of every walk of life contributed to this new chapter, finding purpose in collaboration and creation. "We are stronger together," became the mantra of this era, a reminder of how close they had come to losing everything. Even the aliens, once so focused on humanity's flaws, began to marvel at the species' ability to transform conflict into connection. As the years passed, the scars of war faded, but the lessons endured. Children of both species played under alien skies, their laughter a testament to the possibilities of peace. The once feared humans, with their boundless ambition and creativity, became ambassadors of hope. They were no longer seen as a threat but as a reminder of the potential within all beings to rise above their nature. A human historian, reflecting on the events, put pen to paper, crafting a record for future generations. "What we faced was not just a battle for survival," the historian wrote, "but a test of who we are and who we could become. Are we dangerous? Yes, undeniably. But that danger is tempered by our capacity for extraordinary acts of courage, compassion, and ingenuity. Perhaps it is this duality, our flaws and our virtues, that defines us. From the depths of space, an omniscient voice seemed to echo these sentiments, pondering humanity's journey. They are a paradox, it mused, as if addressing the stars themselves. They destroy, but they create. They fight, but they unite. They fear, but they hope. Perhaps that is what makes them extraordinary, not the absence of darkness, but the strength to find light within it. The story concluded not with answers, but with questions. The historian's final words lingered, their meaning open to interpretation. Are we dangerous, or are we extraordinary? Perhaps we are both. And perhaps that is enough.